gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Darkness 5000, where we only race in the dark and only in the rain. And we don't tell you what track it is. You just have to fly with the seat of your pants.
I mean, I'm going to tell them all those things.
Oh, well, I'm going to just go with it's Macau, but different. And I, as always, am very attractive. And with me, as always, is the Crown Prince of Crown Royal, Michael Megas.
Crown Prince of body aches and fever and a headache. And
You got the COVID? Should we be doing this?
Not the COVID.
He's got the Corona.
Nah. No lung involvement.
Should I call you the Crown Prince of the Corona?
No lung involvement, so very unlikely to be COVID.
Well, it's because you had both of those removed.
No. Only part of one.
Well, they regrow in it.
They do, slowly. We are at Suzuka for the 3D Speed finale of 3D Speed. And I don't really have much else to add on that. Most of the trophies are pretty wrapped up. I know Silver Cup is up for grabs, but the leader in that regard, Dave Nelson, is not in the race. And I am. So, spoiler, I'm going to win that trophy.
Wow. Way to suspense and the foreshadowing.
Well, it came in 8 points behind, and since it's pretty hard for me to get less than 8 points, I think I'm going to do it.
I could just pay somebody to put you in the wall.
It's too late for that, though. The race already happened.
Or did it?
Zach Martin was saying that he was going to do that. He was like, I'm going to put you in the wall. I'm not racing for nothing. I'm going to go get my teammate that trophy. I'm going to stab you good. and he didn't. So there's a mild spoiler.
This guy gets it. This guy fucks.
So we are here for the final round of the championship, and I don't really have much else to add on that. Like, it's wet, it's dark, and it's Suzuka. There you go.
I already said that.
But you didn't say it was Suzuka.
I did not, because it's nowhere in my program, and it's not it's in anything.
That's true. Martin did not put a track title on this one.
That happens about 50% of the time. You'll find that I literally make up things because I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, there's more than 100 points separating Andrew Wharton and Silvio Cortese at the top of the standings, so that's not going to change hands.
Crazy Cortese.
Because a win is 115 points, and that's not enough. And then in the bronze, let's see here. Is the bronze up for grabs? Bronze trophy. No, not really. No. Benjamin Adamian's kind of got that sewed up. He's up 175 to Christopher Becco's 108. So, yeah, it's really just the Silver Cup up for grabs. And Dave's lack of attendance has kind of made that a little bit of a moot point. So I have nothing to talk about statistically speaking. It's a little bit disappointing.
So you're going to rely on me to pull out more giraffe facts? Is that what's happening?
If the race gets boring, yeah, because I don't have a lot of series facts to pull out. The team's championship is still technically up for grabs, but it's a big gap. It's a big gap of 1,096 to 863 silk sheets over Lambro. I mean, there's still some things up for grabs. There's just no trophies up for grabs. Like second place in the championship, that's still up for grabs. A couple of spots at the top 10 are up for grabs. You could see the second place in the team's championship still go. Oh, Tom Stagg having a bit of a moment there between Lambro and MPB.
I'm relying on Crazy Cortese to make this just as interesting as the last race.
He did make last race very interesting.
Oh yeah, how many penalty minutes he get?
I didn't really get any penalty. It didn't get any penalty minutes. It was just that he stayed out way too long and ended up in some traffic.
Come on, that's a 5 plus a game misconduct at least.
Some dude apparently is going to get suspended for hitting Mitch Marner. So there's your sports teams.
I don't know who that is. You know who got suspended for life?
Oh?
Henry Ruggs III. Holy shit!
I see.
That man got suspended from society.
From the human race?
Did you not hear about that?
I did not. Please enlighten us.
Your boy, Henrique Ruggs III, I believe he's a running back. He's a running back or receiver for the Raiders. Doing quite well this season. And last season, as I understand. And so, yeah, he decided to get fucking hammered and drive 156 miles per hour and
Oh
hit
boy.
somebody,
Oh boy.
killed her and her dog. And the worst part of it is that she apparently was alive when the car burned down.
Oh.
He going to jail forever.
He going to butt pounding penitentiary.
Bruh, call an Uber.
He is going to places where they practice prag setting. So
I don't.
there's your dark news for the day.
Well, I mean, they're trying to keep in with the tone of the race.
Andrew Warden starting on pole from Tommy Kogan, Matt Higgs, Don Belanger, Silvio Cortese, Simeon Naku, Marcel Letelier, Andreas Lasudis, Ayrton Arsenault, and Michael Magus. Your top 10.
Chop Chin, dead or alive.
Also got news. The Mean Machine will have a new second baseman in the form of Matthew Higginbottom, because apparently Matt Higgs' dad, when he was a wee higgly, called him Higginbottoms. So
very nice.
We're going with that.
Wait, did you call him a Higme?
I said Higleys.
No. I mean, how tall is Matt Higgs?
Not very tall.
So he is a Higme.
Not super short, but not
is a Higme?
Terribly tall.
Oh
boy!
I don't think.
Gentlemen. The order here is not great.
Nobody cares about that, bro. We're literally calling Matt Higgs the Higme from now on because he's very short.
Oh, Andrew Warden losing control on the formation lap. Our pole sitter's gonna have to rush back into position to ride on board with Andreas Lisutis.
Do you not understand the Higme joke?
I don't.
Higme.
Oh, pygmy. Okay.
God damn it.
Gotcha. I know what a pygmy is. I did not draw that. He's not that short.
He is now in my head.
He's like 3'11" in your head now. Oh, one of the cars is way back there. That's Jake Keckley, I think.
No, that's not Jake. Heard me say this out loud. He's definitely going to be changing
Mercedes. Anyways,
on Discord.
We are off here at Suzuka, heading down to turn 1.
Good old Suzukis.
Everybody looking for their little space of heaven out here. Zach Martin in the pit lane. Not sure why. Interesting. Something happened with the start procedure, maybe?
Yeah, it's bad.
Andreas Lasudis side by side with teammate Thomas Dagg. That's not really where a team manager wants their cars, to be honest. Side by side on lap 1 at Suzuka. As we make our way through the S's here.
Why do we not have two of these guys deliberately teamed up, like forced to be a team, and then we could have Lasudis of Bork? Come on!
I mean, that would make a lot of sense, but they don't drive the same cars.
I don't give a shit.
Man, I don't force people to team up with each other in this league.
For my entertainment purposes, we will have Lasudis and Bork. And maybe Dagg.
We will have to get the story of what was up with Zach Martin, because he went to the pit lane, started from the pit lane, and now he's way back there. But Simeon Naku's up in 6th place. Go Simeon. And one of the Carbones crew way off the track there. Not sure who that was. Maybe Edgar Arisia. Maybe. So we got Jeff Wentworth and Jake Keckley making their return after a couple of races away. They didn't qualify, so they're near the back of the pack. We'll see how they make their way through.
Poorly, it's too dark.
Tom Kogan is up in the lead from Andrew Warden, Matt Hicks, Don Belanger, and Silvio Cortese. So we ride on board with Edgar Arisia, one of our Venezuelan racers.
Venezuela. From Caracas.
Maybe.
Wait, is Caracas in Venezuela? Caracas in...
yeah, I'm pretty sure Caracas is in Venezuela.
Yay! We've got anecdotal
Silvio
evidence.
Cortese taking his pit stop super early. So he's gone from staying out quite a while at Imola to coming in on lap 1. That's a hell of a strategic correction. We'll see how it plays off. And the camera has decided to stick with him through this because,
Look at
not
that
gonna
booty.
lie, it's a bit weird.
Look at that booty.
Warden is taking the lead back from Tommy Kogan, so the Silk Sheets Lexus and Champion Elect is back at the front, followed by Kogan in the Smashing Beetle Porsche. He's the only Smashing Beetle Porsche today, no Takis Weeks. And behind them is still Matt Higgs and Don Belanger. Simeon Naku up to 5th place, Marcel Letelier, Andres Lassus, Thomas Dagg, Ayrton Arsenault, and Michael Magus. Your top 10. It's unfortunate for the Honda team that Josh McLaughlin not in action today. He broke his wheel. And the once promising Project Honda down to just one car, Michael Magus, the last Honda standing.
You're like the Highlander.
There can be only one Honda. Would be better if we were Toyota. We were Team Toyota, because then only one Highlander. Toyota Highlander.
Only one sidekick. No wait.
I need to watch the entire Highlander series again. That's on my list of things to do.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Indeed. I mean, there's gonna be some pro wrestling stuff. You could get Roddy Piper. We could get Scott Hall.
Oh, you mean the TV show? I thought you mean like all the movies.
I don't think you really need to watch all the Highlander
Wow.
movies.
I thought you were a Highlander fan.
I watched Highlander The Source, and I want that 2 hours of my life back.
Which one's that?
It's like the 4th one. 5th one, I think, actually, yeah. It was not good. Let's just leave it at that. John Peacha running in 18th place. Johnny the Peach has decided to move on to new adventures with a over 50 racing league that he's found, and we wish him the best.
Interesting. Does that mean he doesn't love me anymore?
They race in the afternoon, so it's like, nice time for him with his retired schedule, and he feels a little bit more at home because he was feeling that his reflexes were letting him down in some of the ESR races.
Well, I would encourage him just to put more people on the wall.
I would encourage him to come back, but we'll see. We love you, Peach.
Peachy boy! If you don't come back, I'll take it as a mortal insult, and I'll cry for 2 weeks straight.
He will. He actually will.
I'm very committed to these things.
He's very committed to all the threats he makes on broadcast.
Indeed.
You guys think it's just idle stuff, but like I gotta see the aftermath of this.
It's horrible.
Scott Johnson getting very wide there. Looks like someone's gonna get past him at the Dagners there. No,
it's
he hangs
just
on.
COVID weight, okay? Leave him alone.
He is fighting with one of the Carbones. I believe that is Diego Alonso. Diego's back. So we got the. Do we have the full Carbone lineup for a change? It looks like we're missing Daniel Hernandez, so not white. But we do have Diego Alonso back in the field. We do have Jeff Wentworth back in the field. We have Jake Keckley back in the field. So a couple of guys we've not seen in a hot minute are back in the field, and it's good to see. I know Jeff Wentworth has some new pedals, some shiny new pedals. And one of the Carbones getting shuffled back there. That is the car of Edgar Arizia, losing a spot to Jeff Wentworth.
I have the best news ever.
Actually, it's Guillermo Martinez, not Edgar Arizia. But continue with your best news ever.
I just found somebody who's made a Shimmy Shimmy Ya cover done by Mumra from the Thundercats.
I am down with
this. The ever-living!
I'm down with this.
It is the best thing. Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
Jeff Wentworth continues his spill through the field as he is going down the inside of Diego Alonso there into turn 1. And gets the job done. So, up to 16th place for Jeff Wentworth after starting down in, I'm not sure if he started 22nd or 23rd. I think he started 22nd. But there he is, moving through the field. And one of the Carbones taking to the grass there, that would be Edgar Arizia, I think. Or possibly Guillermo Martinez. I'm not used to seeing Guillermo down at the back of the field, but he is back down there, so he's struggling. as Michael Magus goes down the inside of Ayrton Arsenault for 9th place.
Ayrton Tobsino.
Arsenault.
Arsenault.
Like your boy there with the BC Lions, Emmanuel Arsenault.
Arsenault, the guy with the Informer.
I mean, I had not made that connection before, but yeah, that works.
Adrian Arsenault.
Oh, here's Jake Keckley. Now, Jake Keckley's not come through the field quite at the same rate. He's overtaken Edgar Arizia and is now on the tail of Guillermo Martinez. They've, of course, all overtaken Silvio Cortese, who did the early pit stop. What is the gap for Cortese? Can we get a... We probably can't get a gap on him because he's probably more than a timing sector behind. So I don't know how far back he is. No, there we are, 37 seconds. So we'll see when the pit starts start coming in how that early pit stop goes. What do you think, Byron? Do you think the early pit is going to pay off for Silvio Cortese?
Well, it depends. If he's pitting early because he tried to take somebody out and failed, no.
Jake Keckley overtakes Guillermo Martinez, who got a little bit wide there through 130R. I'm not sure. I didn't see any damage when he pitted, so I think it's just kind of like he did go super late at Imola. It did cost him time. This might just be an overcorrection.
I just assume he tried to fuck somebody up. He hit the wall, didn't work out, so therefore the ploy unsuccessful. Had he fucked a number of people up and then pitted and repaired and got out ahead of them, totally successful.
Totally successful. Oh, one of the Carbones off the track there. That has got to be Diego Alonso. Looks like the Carbone crew in the McLaren 720, they're the Jota McLaren 720s. They're having a struggling time because we've seen, I think, all three of them at one point or another off the track. So it looks like maybe they don't have the most comfortable of setup here today. I know that team has been struggling with that car a little bit. It's the strongest car in the field, but it is a car that definitely requires a little bit of fine tuning as Jake Keckley continues on here. In another example of a 720S, that is the Emma
720 Blizzard.
The Emma Group 59 racing car. Teammate of Matt Higgs. Closing in on John Peach up ahead of him. Andrew Warden in the meantime, 2.7 seconds up in front. Still followed by Kogan, Higgs, Belanger, and Naku. A live dog outside the top 5, though, is Marcel Letelier, because that Nissan, it can move in the wet. It's a car that I think is amplified BOP-wise in the wet weather. And Marcelo knows how to make that thing dance. So I wouldn't be surprised if he can come away with today with a really good result. One of the Silk Sheet cars off there. Falling back, is it Dag or is it Lasutis? That's the question. We'll have a timing update shortly. Can we get a timing update? Can we get... There we are. We have one. It's Lasutis. He falls back to 11th place. Jeff Whitworth up to 14th place, having recently overtaken Brandon Baker, continuing on his streaking way through the field. He's going streaking. Ayrton Arsenault. Ayrton Arsenault on the tail of the hometown Honda of Michael Magus with Benjamin Adamian and Andreas Lasutis in behind.
I would like to make a request of the Automobilista. Wait, what game are we playing here?
Assetto Corsa Competizione.
Ew, the Quetsu Orchard Crumple Zone around me. I would like to make a request of the developers if...
Michael Magus off.
No, don't tell me that.
Losing a spot to Ayrton Arsenault. I said I was going to win the Silver Cup, sir.
No, you didn't.
And it was largely just by showing up, so I didn't really guarantee any good results here.
Wow. Anyway, we get the ACC guys to put in a little modification.
Side by side.
I need every time somebody exits the pits, can we get a loudspeaker somewhere, just very loud, like, up from the 36 chambers.
I don't think you're going to get that. Michael Magus looking to attack here through Spoon Curve against Ayrton Arsenault. Battle for 8th place.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
8th place on track, probably 9th place overall. These guys are probably behind Cortese once they take their pit stop, I would think. But Adamian in the mix there, as well as Lasudis. Leon Bork not too far behind. Christopher Becco having a good run up there in 13th place. Good for him. He's next up on the Jeff Wentworth menu. In fact, actually, as I say that, he apparently was overtaken by Wentworth. So, there you go. Jeff Wentworth up to 13th.
Wentworth!
Those new pedals bringing him the pride and precision that Mercedes requires.
We'll break in and we'll break them pedals, boy. Listen, you pay me some insurance money.
Mike Magus going down the inside of turn 1. Gets the job done. Overtaking Ayrton Arsenault in the Kuss Porsche.
What up, cuz?
Kuss 75 Bernard team. Livery represented.
What up, gangsta?
Michael Magus, of course, representing Team Up Garage with that livery.
So, like, Team Up Dog?
I'm not really familiar with the whole story of Team Up Garage. They generally only show up for the Suzuka Enduro race, so I assume they're an Asian team that has been active for some time. But
wow, you can't just assume people are Asian, Mike.
Well, generally speaking, the one-off entries for the Suzuka races are Japanese teams. Or possibly teams of China or Hong Kong.
China.
It's kind of like when teams show up for the Laguna Seca Intercontinental or the American round of the Intercontinental Championship, wherever it happens to be. It was Laguna Seca when this game was made. It's been kind of everywhere. I think they kind of just go wherever pays the most money. Christopher Becco battling with Scott Johnston there. So Becco has tumbled through the grid a little bit. Wonder if he had an off experience there for the Lambro crew. Guillermo Martinez is our second bidder. Ride on board with Michael Magus as we head down to 130R. That corner is a hell of a journey and exciting adventure. Oh, Arsenault up the inside. Contact. And we don't see where Arsenault is. Still behind him. So a little bit of bump and grind between Magus and Arsenault there.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, and then you go to jail.
A little bit of a ballsy move there by Arsenault, but maybe the stewards will end up having a look at that in... oh boy! And Ayrton spins out in turn 1. Guillermo Martinez is rejoined at the back of the pack, but has picked up a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So he'll be in for a stop-go 30 seconds.
And then?
Well, and then he'll be on his merry way.
Nagel, are you aware of the fact that demons are a girl's best friend?
Yes.
Excellent.
Diego Alonso's fallen quite a ways back, so rough times right now for the Carbones crew. Really, all three of their cars are struggling quite mightily.
Carbones. That's just a fancy word for carbon fiber and aluminum and some maybe.
Andreas Lasudis going side by side with Leon Bork there for 10th place through the hairpin. Then we pull back up to Simeon Naku. Don Belanchet's fallen back to 7th place. Naku's been promoted to 4th. We didn't see it on screen, but I can say from running in the race that Belanchet spun out a couple of times, actually. Wonder if he maybe had a bit of an unstable setup on his Lamborghini.
Previous to this race, Nagel and I were having a discussion about maybe if Don had 3 or 2 other French partners, we could refer to that as the Belanger Trois.
Need one more.
We need the Martin and then probably another French guy.
Well, he's already got one French guy. He's got Leon Bork.
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 But you want Bork to have to go team up with Andreas Lasudis and be
Yeah.
forced to be joined at the hip there.
Bruh,
Don Belanger in the pit.
We're going to put me in charge of a race, and it's going to be all meme teams. We're going to have Lasudis of Bork. We're going to have the Belanger Trois. And we might just have the Greek interpreter. Which is a pretty damn good Sherlock Holmes story. So, I mean, get out there, you illiterate fucks.
Ayrton Arsenault also in the pit lane after his turn 1 spin. So we'll see where they come out in relation to Cortese. Still haven't figured out if the early pit stop strategy for Cortese is going to work out. But we'll find out eventually.
How eventually? In what eventuality?
Probably in the next 5 minutes or so.
Wow, it's almost like you were competing in this race.
Well, no, it's just we're approaching the halfway point of the race. That's usually when the pit stops start to really kind of come into play.
Don't give that to me, Rain Man. I know what your deal is.
I honestly, even I don't remember when everyone pits in these races.
Yeah. We're going to definitely pit stop, yeah.
I remember when I pit, but that's about it.
Definitely, yeah.
So, Ayrton Arsenault. So, Cortese's came out ahead of Arsenault, but behind Belanger. So, I don't know. What's the gap here? We need some updated timing data for Don Belanger here. That'll be the big question.
Definitely timing, yeah.
There's not a lot of tire considerations here, because, of course, the wet tire's more than sufficient to go 20 minutes without really any significant wear.
Definitely.
So... Oh, okay, so Cortese's actually ahead of Belanger. Okay, so it's working out so far.
Definitely 20 minutes, definitely 20 liters fuel, definitely.
Whoa, 20 liters of fuel for 20 minutes? No, that's not how this works.
Well, I mean, you hit a little Mexican overdrive on the downhill.
It's more about 30.
Wow. You're almost talking as if these aren't built for fuel economy.
They're not.
They're really
not. Matt Higgs and Marcel Letelier in the pit lane. Also going in is one of the, that's Andreas Lasudis. I was going to say, one of the Silk Sheet cars. Andreas Lasudis in the pit lane. Jeff Wentworth is now up on the tail of Leon Bork. Still coming on strong. Mr. 105, aka ASP, the OTL crew, Jeff Wentworth. Up into the top 10, although that is somewhat pit stop assisted.
And a tailwind.
We'll see what he can do here. Leon Bork seems to not have the greatest of days, at least judging by some of the cars ahead of him. So, as he bounces off there. And indeed, through at the Dunlop curb goes Jeff Wentworth.
Wentworth! I'm coming for you, Wentworth.
We head under the bridge here. This is, of course, one of the few tracks that actually crosses over itself, which is interesting. So it does, like, a really complicated figure eight, if that makes any sense.
It does not make sense.
Well, where the bridge goes over top, right there. You can see it there, the Bridgestone Bridge. And then we're going to go over the Bridgestone Bridge later on in this lap.
Well, it's not complicated at all.
Well, I mean, like, if you look at the track map, it doesn't look like a figure eight, is what I'm getting at. But it is kind of like one of those figure eight. Actually, we're gonna come up to the bridge here pretty shortly if Christopher Becco keeps the camera's attention. Let's see if he does. Car off ahead. So that's Brandon Baker.
It's a figure G.
We're back at the underpass of the bridge once again. Edgar Arisia ahead of Marcel Letelier, behind Silvio Cortese. So it's worked out pretty well for Cortese. Although he is quite a ways behind Matt Higgs. So I don't know if he really jumped anybody, but he's more or less retained what looks like probably a top 5 spot if things hold as they are. Edgar Arisia and Marcel Letelier getting very close there.
Edgar Renteria.
And Letelier goes through into 16th place. Brandon Baker up to the top 10. Simeon Naku, Thomas Dagg in the pit lane. Scott Johnston, also in the pit lane. Scott Johnson completing his rookie season here in ESR. I'd like to congratulate him. It's been a solid year. We're down to 20 cars, so we've lost a couple. Guillermo Martinez no longer circulating. We've also lost... looks like we might have lost Jake Keckley at some point as well.
No more Top Geck. What do you mean,
And,
Jake Keckley or Luke Kuechly?
Jake Keckley, not Luke.
Well,
And it looks like we have lost. Looks like we've lost all three of the the Carbone, or two of the Carbone's cars. Diego Alonso looks like out of the race as well. Looks like Arsenault had a really long pit stop. He's quite a ways back now, so it looks like he got some damage maybe from that tapping with Magus. And we see Zach Martin going quite wide there as he fights with Christopher Becco. But does successfully overtake him, move into 8th position. Andrew Warden is pitting from the lead, so Tommy Kogan goes to the front. Right on board with Benjamin Adamian, who is next up on the Jeff Wentworth buffet. He's just absolutely munching through these cars.
Wentworth!
And Adamian is actually going to pit rather than try to continue that fight. So next on the Wentworth, Max Simmons not in the race, so you're correct.
Technically,
You're correct, technically.
Technically correct. Best kind of correct.
Jeff Wentworth next up on his list will be Michael Magus for 2nd place.
Get him, Maggle. Put him in the wall. Pull a brakey.
Zach Martin also going on a pretty long stint here. John Peach is still out there without having pitted. Leon Bork as well. Adamian, Baker, and Becco in the pit lane this time around, along with Warden. 15 minutes to go. Right on board with Silvio Cortese. So you should be able to pick off the guys in the pits quite easily. Edgar Arisi is back in the pit lane. It's a 2nd pit stop for him. And Adamian rejoining the race. Don Belanger having a rough day.
Well, I mean,
Does manage to overtake Benjamin Adamian there.
You know, didn't sign up for the Belanger Tour. He wouldn't be in this mess.
It's possible. All right, 5 cars yet to pit. They are Tommy Kogan, Mike Magus, Jeff Wentworth, Leon Bork, and Zach Martin. Your 5 out there still.
Martin.
And Kogan is in this time. So he will duck into the pit lane and leave 4 guys yet to pit. Don Belanger, Benjamin Adamian running there. Heading underneath the Bridgestone bridge.
Running with the devil.
Really haven't gotten a look. I was talking about wanting to talk about the overpass part of that, and it refuses to let us see it. Refuses to give us a car for that section of the track. Here we go. All right. Don Belanger is going to be approaching the overpass section here relatively shortly. So it's basically through Spoon Curve here, which is a deceptively difficult turn. Wentworth in the pits, Bork in the pits, Martin in the pits. The last man to pit will be Michael Magus, who has taken the lead.
Get him, Mike Simmons, you weird fucker.
There we go. That's where the overpass is there. That's the bridge.
It looks like a perfectly normal figure 0 to me.
Through 130R. See where Belanger ends up in relative to... Probably Wentworth and Bork are pretty interesting for him. We'll see where he ends up in relation to them. Wentworth leaving the pits now. I think Bork will get him without too much issue. Yep, there's the train coming out. Andreas Lasudis gets out ahead of Bork, but behind Jeff Wentworth.
But is it worth waiting for?
Well, not after I saw him kind of go sideways there through turn 1. He might be struggling a little bit right now.
He is drunk.
And the stewards have decided to waive the need for a pit stop, and Michael Magus is going to take this home.
Oh my God, it's one take, Jake. Ain't no pit stop, because he's gone.
So Magus still needs to pit. Edgar Arisi is still in the pit lane. So it looks like problems for the entire Carbone team today. It's a bit of a bummer. As Jeff Wentworth still looks like he is battling a little bit with those tires right now. So where do you think Magus is going to come out as he hits the pit lane now?
You are going to come out between a dag and a hard place.
Possibly. Magus was battling with Jeff Wentworth, so he should come out around 10th place, assuming the overcut hasn't backfired on him.
And if you didn't take 93,000 gallons of fuel in each tire.
Ooh. Well, you don't put the fuel in the tire.
Why not?
You don't.
It's good for momentum.
Marcelo Letelier in the Nissan. Out ahead of Simeon Naku. Behind Silvio Cortese. Don't really think the early pit stop has worked out for Cortese. I don't think he really lost anything, but I just don't think he really gained anything off of it. So Magus is rejoining. I'd like to get a camera on Magus if we could, because that's probably the most interesting thing happening on the track right now. And with his pit stop, Andrew Gordon returns to the lead of the race in the Silk Sheets Lexus. See Magus' name falling there as it tries to find where he is. Of course, we're getting timing updates as people go over the first sector timeline. He's come out in 9th place, behind Boulanger, but ahead of Benjamin Adamien and Jeff Wentworth.
And then they all exploded.
Marcel Letelier, would this be his first top 5 of the season?
It will be his 93rd top 5 in the last 2 races.
It would not. He's had 2, actually. He had top 5s at both Spa-Francorchamps and last round at Imola. So it's been a little bit happier hunting ground than I was giving credit for there. John Peach in the pits for a second time. So it is Warden, Kogan, Higgs, Cortese, Letelier, Naku, Dag, Boulanger, Magus, Adamien, your top 10. Coming down to the home stretch here, last 10 minutes or so of the race. Right on board with Marcel Letelier as he tries to hang on against Simeon Naku. As well as Thomas Dag. No first-time podium finishers here. Kogan's been second twice this season. And, of course,
Did you just break all your furniture?
No, that was my roommate closing the door.
Tell him not to be caught.
Warden has 5 podiums. Well, I guess it's because they can hear me while talking, and they don't like it.
Well, I mean, you have a melodious voice, and they're obviously horrible people.
Jealous. This would be Matt Higgs's 3rd consecutive podium, actually. He was 2nd at Monza, and of course the victor at Imola. Looking at a 3rd place here today at Suzuka.
Did he get all the mozzarella sticks?
I am sure that the winner of the Monza race got all the mozzarella sticks. Just like a giant They just pulled up a giant cart of them.
Correct. And a funnel
It's kind
just
of like
to throw him right down
like
his
the
throat.
It's kind of like that Simpsons moment of they drove a dump truck of money up to my house. I'm not made of stone. Only it's mozzarella sticks. Or of course the Simpsons moment of, how can you vote for Burns' movie? Let's just say it moved me to a bigger house. Oops, I said the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud. Assetto Letelier, 5th place, hanging on against Simeon Naku and Thomas Dag. Good battle going on here for 5th place. Also got a pretty good battle going on for 9th place. Mike Magus is trailed very closely by Benjamin Adamian and Jeff Wentworth. And we got a battle for 12th between Bork and Lasutis as well. So everything still to play for here for some of these guys. There's not a lot of championship aspirations going on right now, but there are, you know, bragging rights, pride, and the season on a high note, and all that good stuff. So who are you betting on here, Byron? You got the Nissan Ace Marcel Letelier or Simeon Naku?
Well, you told me you were going to win.
Well, right now I'm down in 9th place, so probably not.
It just sounds like a dramatic come-from-behind win that all of the world can get behind.
Indeed, I'm just trying to keep the fans guessing. I mean, if we tell them it's going to happen, it's less dramatic.
It's going to be Brett Baker down in 15th.
Brandon Baker is your pick. I see. Brandon Baker's a good driver. He apparently really doesn't like Suzuka. We were talking about it before the race, and this is apparently his least favorite track, which is surprising. Because I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Suzuka is their least favorite track.
I wouldn't want to race on a whole track made out of Suzuki's either.
Suzuki actually has nothing to do with the track, surprisingly enough.
I don't believe that.
I want to say Honda owns it at the moment.
Wow. You mean Datsun?
Let's see here if the YouTube or the Wikipedia will lend us a moment on it. Yep, Honda Motor Co. is the owner. So Honda owns Suzuka. There you go.
Honda, a division of Ford, a division of Chrysler, a division of Volkswagen.
Your fun facts of the day. The record lap around this track is 1 minute 30 seconds 983. You will not see that done by any of these cars. That's a Formula 1 car that did that. The GT3 record, do we have one? We do not. We have a Super GT 300 record, which is kind of close. It's a minute 59.252, set by Morio Nita in a Lexus RCF. That was in 2018. Michael Magus still hanging on against Jeff Wentworth. Classic rivalry of admins. Jeff, of course, ran the Monday series that we were doing commentary for. And, Magus runs the Wednesday series, although Mondays are now were run by Neil Sutherland, and now apparently we're going to be run by Matt Higgs. That's going to be interesting.
And by interesting, do you mean terrible?
I think Matt Higgs will do an excellent job, actually.
Oh, that's good.
I think he has all the tools at his disposal. He seems very intrigued on learning how to all the ins and outs of the organizer role. So I think it'll be good.
But he does need a booster seat to get to the keyboard.
He's not that short.
He's a Higme.
I know that we're also talking with Jeremy Reeder about running a series sometime during the week, so that'll be interesting.
Jeremy the Library Reader.
That is kind of like a default nickname for anyone with the last name Reeder. That is for sure.
Jeremy the Debit Card Reader.
That has some illegal connotations to it.
Jeremy
Naku still
the
on the
Dead Sea
tail.
Scrolls Reader.
Simeon Niku still on the tail of Marcel Letelier, trying to make a move here. Thomas Dag is really the guy winning out in this because he is getting closer and closer to them.
No, here you go. Here's the best one. Jeremy Forbidden Knowledge Reader.
That's a good one. Book of the Dead. Book of the Damned.
Could be.
Aura Reader, if you want to go like all touchy-feely telepath.
The Palm Reader.
Ah. On board with Simeon Niku and his Cyberline Racing team. Still running in 6th place. He's having a good run. He kind of came back at Imola really strong recently, and it's continued on here. Let's see here. Maybe not. Must not be Imola, because he finished 22nd at Imola, so that was not a good run. I take that back.
As well you should.
But coming on strong here today in the Aston Martin. Aston Martin's a good wet weather car, and Simeon is putting it to good use. In fact, we have only 2 Aston Martins in the field, or 3 Aston Martins in the field. They're all in the top 11. So doing real well today for that brand. Through to Degners once again, possibly for the last time. The gap to Dag has closed. He's now, well, I mean, you can see it. He's right on the bumper now. 365 thousandths of a second. Wentworth is eating into Magus as well. So showdown for 9th place coming up, possibly. And things are not over between Leon Bork and Andreas Lasudis. That second and a half gap has been fairly static the last couple of laps. Will we get another lap, or are we going to be finished? It kind of depends where the race leader is right now. Got white flag out, so it looks like one more lap.
White flag, that means everybody surrendered and the race is over. Nobody wins.
Wrong kind of white flag. White flag can mean a number of things, actually, in racing. But in this case, it means
from,
last lap.
Atlanta?
I don't think it can. I don't think it can. Not in racing.
This is not a baseball joke.
No.
Remember the 12th of November and Sherman's March to the Sea?
Good old Sherman.
Have you seen pictures of the General Sherman, the car?
Yes, I have.
Fucking hilarious. Makes me laugh.
Simeon Niku, one more lap to try to make it happen here against Marcelo Letelier. Thomas Dag in close observation. Warden, in the meantime, 11.5 seconds up ahead. Kogan's got almost 12 seconds on Matt Higgs. So not much happening in the top 4. It's really this fight for 5th place that the camera is in love with, and rightfully so. Rough. The run's gotten kind of rough for Scott Johnson towards the end here. We haven't really talked about it, but he's down to 18th place. Christopher Becco also tumbling back through the order a little bit. And Niku get it done. He's running out of time. He's got 130R, the Casio Triangle, and the greatest named last corner in all of motorsports, Last Curve.
What's this about Casio Tone?
Casio Triangle.
Everybody go out and listen to the song Casio Tone.
Not really sure why Casio Triangle is called a triangle, because it's not really a triangle.
Because there's some jerk off with a little Casio keyboard sitting out there just working on his music, man.
This is the Casio Triangle right here. It's a chicane. Into the last curve, and I think Marcelo Letelier is going to take home a top 5 position. But Simeon Naku, 6th place, and your silver winner here at Suzuka. Excellent final to the season for him. Thomas Dagg, 7th.
Do you like Dags?
Don Belanger will finish in 8th place. And it looks like Michael Magus, yep, there it is. Michael Magus at home for Honda takes a top 10 finish.
Wins the whole race.
Ahead of Benjamin Adamien and this man, Jeff Wentworth. Leon Bork in 12th, followed by Andreas Lasutis. We await the arrival of Brandon Baker and company. That should be Baker taking the checkered flag. There he is. Not a great run for Baker. Kind of makes sense. Said he didn't like the track.
We were this as a surprise, but due to your excellent performance in this series, you've been promoted to Triple Diamond.
Ooh.
Ultra competitive.
I feel like that's the Mike Stockmill rating. Ooh. Ayrton Arsenault and Brandon Baker having a little slap of things at the end there. Arsenault finishes 15th. Zach Martin, Christopher Becco across the line in 16th and 17th. And we're just waiting on Scott Johnston to finish up in 18th place there. John Picha, 19th. So, Byron, how'd you enjoy the race?
It was dark.
It was dark. I am being told by our steward that we have had no reports yet for stewarding review.
But what about all the guys you put in the wall?
I put no one in the wall. There's really no walls to put anyone into on this track, actually.
I'm going to report you for a bunch of violations, boy.
I'm trying to think now. Is there a wall? I've seen people hit the turn 1 wall here, but it's a long way out there. I don't think you can put someone into it. I think they kind of have to drive into it.
There must be an assist.
I don't think that. No, I think honestly you're more likely to just miss the turn and drive into the wall, basically. Anyways, I am applying the scoring now, and we will get our final. Well, not our final, because we still have the stewarding report, but our semi-final standings for you to run down here in this season. And we'll have the probably before this video is up, I'll have the feedback form for next season up. So if you're interested in competing next season, let us know and fill out the form. So your champion, Andrew Warden, 5 wins in 6 races, had a phenomenal debut season, winning in the Lexus. Taking the championship with 676 points ahead of Silvio Cortese on 409. Tommy Kogan on 498. 3-time runner-up, but couldn't get a win. Thomas Dagg finishes in 4th place despite not finishing on the podium all season long.
Well, yeah,
Leon Bork in 5th.
On the podium.
Leon Bork in 5th. Don Belanger in 6th. Matt Higgs 7th. Benjamin Adamien 8th. Brandon Baker 9th. And 10th for Michael Magus, who snagged a pair of top 10s this season. At Monza and, of course, here at Suzuka. And in the Teams Championship, Silk Sheets Racing wins with 1,351 points to 1,049 for Lambro Racing. MPB in 3rd place on 990. ACA OTL on 776. And Momo Fine, which is the Ferrari team of Mark Sutherland, Neil Sutherland, and John Picha on 689 in 5th place.
Hell yeah, John Picha.
Bronze trophy goes to Benjamin Adamien for the 2nd season in a row. He was the winner at every race for bronze this season. Talk about dominance. There were 210 points up for grabs. He got them all, Byron. Got them all.
That sounds like he's a little obsessive compulsive, but I'll allow it.
2nd place to Chris Rebecca on 129. Andreas Lasutis on 100. 99 for Daniel Hernandez and 91 for Ayrton Arsenault. In the silver category, Michael Magus wins with 142 over Dave Nelson on 121, 113 for Simeon Naku, 104 for Zach Martin, and 89 for Josh McLaughlin. Magus was the silver winner at no races. So as opposed to Benjamin, who dominated by winning every bronze race, Magus won 0 of the silver races, picking up 2nd places at Silverstone and Suzuka to take his victory. And that is all for the season, so tune in next season. Hopefully we'll go into some new tracks, but you never know. Depends on how the voting goes. And coming up, we got the finale for the multi-class racing, multi-community racing from Imola on Saturday. So get ready for that. And the resumption of the ACC Sunday series, I do believe, at Nürburgring this Sunday. So there we go. Anyways, Byron, final thoughts.
I have a question.
Hit me.
Why is reverse cowgirl banned in Alabama?
Because it's Alabama.
Because you don't turn your back on family.